Think about how many people you lead, and think about the fact that you as the leader, while you will not be there Christmas morning, you will have had a distinct impact on the Christmas that their kids have because of what you do every day.
Chad Peterman here, and you are listening to Can't Stop the Growth, a platform for leaders and teams to grow and thrive. We highlight the importance of personal development, pursuing greatness, and always chasing your potential. Let's get into it.
Leading ourselves is all about taking ownership of what it is that we do on a daily basis, right? And so the first one we're going to talk about today is sacrifice. So when we think about sacrifice, we all know that in order to achieve goals, in order to, accomplish something great, there's only so many hours in the day, right? And we all have the same amount of time. It's just a matter of how do we use that time? What are we focused on? What are we willing to give up that we know is probably not in the best interest of us achieving a goal, right? I think about this often when I get caught on a new show or rewatching a show, how much time I spend watching that show as opposed to, reading a book or studying something or doing something like that. And that's not to say we can't ever watch shows, right? There's a lot of good ones out there for sure. I'm back on Homeland, rewatching that. So good. Big fan. But yeah, what are those things? And I think, probably more concisely when we think about it here on a work day is, if you show up here at 7 and you leave at 4 or 5, how are you spending that day? What does that look like? Are you spending it on the activities that are going to grow the people on your team? Are you spending it on busy work? Are there things that, your process could be better? Your time management could be better? Whatever that is. And I'm sure we're all guilty of it sometimes, right? Of spending time, which is extremely valuable, potentially on the wrong things or things that, are not bringing us closer to that goal. And so when I'm always making a goal, I'm always thinking about what is it that I'm going to have to give up? Oftentimes we think about a goal, it's like, I need to do all of these things. Well, in order to do different things, we also have to give up certain things that we currently do, right? We all spend the day. How are we going to spend that? So I encourage you, as you guys think about, goals for next year, goals for the first quarter, whatever that is, what are the things, and I encourage you to make a list, what are the things that you're going to have to give up, or better said, stop doing, right? There's a lot of goals that we can achieve if we stop doing something that is counterproductive to what it is that we actually want to do. I think the other piece of sacrifice that, I think about often as it relates to leadership is, are you willing to sacrifice for the people that you lead? What does that mean? Well, it probably means getting up early, answering the phone late, sacrificing your comfortability in having a difficult conversation, sacrificing praise or adulation in favor of someone else taking it on your team or you giving it to someone else. Has anyone ever done that? Praise somebody on your team and you're like, well, I had a big part to do with that, but I'm praising them for this because that's what I'm supposed to do as the leader. Yeah, we all have that, right? And so it's important as a leader to understand that your sacrifice is in service to those that you lead. And that's what we all signed up for. That's what everybody in this room signed up for. When you said, hey, I want to be a leader, I want to be a manager, I want to lead this particular department or this particular initiative, what you gave up is in service of those that you're leading. Because now your job is not to do, but to support others doing. And that's a shift, right? Because we're wired as humans to want to do or, think for ourselves or look out for ourselves, whatever it may be. And so being able to make that shift, understanding what sacrifice will ultimately get you, I think brings us closer to what we actually are after. The next one is habits, right? So this kind of goes along with sacrifice. We're going to have to give up things in order to do bigger and better things. We're going to have to stop doing things and start doing things. The hard part about success is it's really, really boring when you get it right. There's not a whole lot of fun in it, right? There are fun parts, but the majority of how we achieve success is the monotony of the daily grind. It's when we figured out what we need to sacrifice, we figure out what are those things that we need to be doing, and then we do them consistently, right? Without the need for an immediate reward. I was thinking about this morning. I was working out, and I was like, well, got done with my run. It's time for sit-ups. Probably not going to have a six-pack tomorrow, but I need to probably do them. And if I keep doing them, they'll get easier. They have gotten easier. I just committed that I should probably be doing this. And there's some old guys down there doing it. So I'm like, I probably should just get down there and do it. You know, I can't just walk by the little mat and not do that. But what are the things that you know that you need to do every day? And tomorrow, most likely you're going to be unchanged. Most likely there's not going to be an immediate like, oh, I did this one thing. Oh, look at my success. Does anyone ever have this talk with a technician, field professional? Hey, yeah, let's try this. He goes and tries it and fails miserably. Yeah, right? When I was closer to the field, I used to just tell them, hey, we're going to try this new thing. And my guess is on the first 3 calls, it ain't going to work. Okay? So just be good with that. But just make sure you can try it on the 4th time and the 5th time and the 6th time. And eventually we're going to start to break through. Because habits are hard, right? If you think about all the habits that you have, all the things that you do routinely every morning, what does that look like? How could you put new habits in place that would probably set you up for success a little bit better? What are those things that done at a certain time or in a certain moment would better whatever it is that you're trying to improve? Would better you as an individual, which is ultimately going to affect those that you lead, those that you interact with, both personal and professional. What are those things that you need to reevaluate as it relates to habits? Because it's my belief, or at least for me personally, if I can start something new that's a little bit uncomfortable that I don't like, and if I can like start a streak, I used to do this with habits where I would print out a calendar and like the reward was being able to X off that day when I got into work the next morning. And it works, right? But you got to find your own thing. For me, that worked. It was like, well, I really don't want to walk in, sit down at my desk and not be able to put that X on yesterday. I'd really like to do that. So again, think about all the things that you want to do, and then think about the reasons why you wouldn't do that, or the things that would get in your way, and try to eliminate those to create stronger habits. Like for me, working out, a lot of people work out after work. I could never do that. I would make up every excuse under the sun to not do that after working all day. So I have to do it first thing in the morning or I will not do it. And I am really good at making excuses. I mean, like I can trick myself beyond, we'll just start Monday. It'll be good. I got a fun week this week. But think about that. What are the habits that you want to instill? What are the things that are going to get in the way? And are you okay with not seeing a result tomorrow or the next day or the next day? Those are the things you got to ask yourself when you write down a goal. Am I willing to put in place the habits that are actually going to get me that goal? Or, like I see a lot of the time, what do? Cross our fingers and hope that by the end of the year, we've hit our goal. Leading ourselves is about putting those things in place that we know are going to draw us closer. So again, when you guys get your budgets and your goals and all of that, don't just think about, oh, well, I think we can do this, or, oh, that looks a little bit challenging. What are all the things that you can do to impact that? And some of those are tough, right? Because you don't actually get to do the work. You're not actually selling the job. So what are the things that you can do to support your team in achieving that goal? Because ultimately, all of us in this room are reliant on the people that go out and do the work. All of us, every single one of us. I've told you many times before, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So I have to rely on the people that do in order to continue to grow the company. It's kind of a scary thought, you know, when you think about it. Like, God dang. How are we going to pull this off? But it's in the things that we do every single day that will allow us around this time next year to look up and go, I committed to doing that every single day. And look where we landed. Look what we've achieved. Look what my people have achieved. That's the power of leadership. Being able to invest in others when you have very little control, but to continually just continue to do it. Creating those habits that are ultimately going to lead to your success and theirs. The next one is probably my favorite. It is unrequired work. There's a quote in the book. I told you this book is, now I'm blanking on the name, Why the Best or something of that sort. And it's about coaches who, have coached some of the best of the best. And so there's a quote in there from Dawn Staley, who is a women's basketball coach for the University of South Carolina. And she has a quote in there that says, "A lot of people notice when you succeed, but they don't see what it takes to get there." Isn't that true? Like, success is great. Like, we get praised all the time because of how awesome of a company we have, right? People probably don't see all the hard work that we've put in to get to this point, right? Everybody. It takes a village. But a lot of people never saw that. And the one thing when I talk to, other business owners who are like, oh yeah, we want to be where you're at and all this stuff. Like, when's it get easier? Like, I'm just waiting. I go, dude, it is going to be a very, very disappointing future for you if you are waiting to get to a certain level at which it becomes easier. It only gets harder. They're like, huh? It's like, yeah, man, it's the fun is just beginning. Because it does, right? If you're continually pushing yourself, if you're continuing to move the goalpost, as they say, it should only get harder. I mean, think about the things that we do, just as a little sanity check, right? The things that we are working on right now. Back in the day, 10 years ago, when we first started this kind of figuring out a residential model type thing, like, we were just trying to sell a system and run the call. Like, that's it. Like, very simple, very basic, all of this stuff. Where to today, we're sitting in meetings trying to figure out what voice track the technician should have to elicit maybe a 2% better close rate. We got more frickin' data in this joint than I've ever seen in my entire life. Guess how much data we had back in 2015? Big fat goose egg. Not a lot. Didn't know what was going on. We were just winging it, just trying to figure it out. But it's all that hard work that has led to us continually pushing, right? It's not like we're looking at 26 and going, well, I think we got everything figured out, so it should be pretty easy. I mean, we'll just kind of sit back and watch her run. No, we're continually just, how do we get a little bit more? How do we get a little bit more? But to me, that's what this is all about. That's why we have gotten to the places that we've gotten. That's why we've been able to do the things that we're doing, been able to create something where a ton of people come and count on this place so that they can take care of their families. They count on you as the manager to set them up for success so they can go take care of their families. Think about how many people you lead, and think about the fact that you as the leader, while you will not be there Christmas morning, you will have had a distinct impact on the Christmas that their kids have because of what you do every day. It's really easy to lose sight of that during the daily grind, right? Shit, we got another warranty call. Hell, this is the drains broke, the this, the that, the all of these things. But when we're able to connect that to why we're actually doing this, why it's so important for us to sit in here and continue to improve as leaders so that we can have a bigger impact on those we already currently lead, as well as, if we continually do that, the more people that we will have the opportunity to lead. Once you figure that piece out, once you can get locked into, I'm having this difficult conversation with this technician, not because I'm mad, not because he doesn't get it, but because I want his kids to have a good Christmas. That's when that difficult conversation gets far more comfortable, because I'm doing it for this reason. I'm willing to do the unrequired things because that is who I want to be. And when we think about habits, which we just talked about, the unrequired work is this is what I need to do on a daily basis. Can I do a little bit more? Can I do a little bit extra? Can I pick up a book and read it? Can I watch this YouTube video? What are the things outside of your primary scope are you willing to do? Because I will guarantee you that everybody in this room works hard, right? Unfortunately, working hard is the price of admission. Working hard is, okay, well, yeah, you and everybody else in this room. So what are you willing to do outside of that working hard day in and day out that's going to take you to that next level? That's going to elevate you, not only for yourself and your future and your career, but for those that you lead. Think about that. For the people, what if you stood up and talked to your people and said, hey, I am committing this year to becoming a better leader, and these are the things that I'm going to do for you. Because that's why we're trying to become better leaders. That's why we've sat in here every Tuesday for an entire year. Because you are committed to becoming a better leader. That's the unrequired. Not everybody and every company that we compete with is sitting here learning how to become a better leader. I can almost assure you that. But it's the things that we are willing to do that others are not, that are going to continue to separate us when it comes to every market that we serve, and ones that we don't, and ones that we will soon. That is how we break through our potential, right? We're always chasing it. But as you get better and better, your potential bar gets greater and greater. The last piece, as we finish up, is passion, right? It's that, why am I doing this? What is the true meaning behind, hey, we want to install as many systems as we can today. We want to take care and replace as many water heaters and electrical panels and all of that stuff. Why are we doing this? There's a quote in the book from Colin Powell, which says, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. When you think about passion, passion is what gets you up in the morning when you don't want to. Passion is what allows you to have that conversation that you really didn't want to have. Passion is what allows you to go out of your way to pat someone on the back that really helped you out or you saw doing something really cool. Passion is the thing that if you want to get buy-in from your team, if you want them to respond, they've got to feel it. Passion is not speaking. You can sit up and give a really impassioned speech and all this stuff. They have to feel it. They have got to understand that you will not let them fail. Now, sometimes they may tap out, right? We get that. Hey, this ain't for me. Okay, that's fine. But I am not going to let anybody on my team fail. We're going to win. Because winning means we get to take care of a lot of people. A lot of people have opportunities. Winning is not just on the scoreboard. Winning is everyone in this building feeling the passion that we are all committed to each other to do something really freaking cool. I mean, my goal is there are people here that will never go anywhere else because they found their mission, they found their passion, they found what it is. We continue to grow, and so there's multitudes of opportunity. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, so long as you're willing to put in the work and do the things that are going to make you better. But what would it look like if the people on your team could feel your passion? Could understand that you will not let them fail, and it just exudes from you. That passion is just like, oh my God, this guy will never let me down. He refuses when I make an excuse, he's coming in to help me. He's running out here. I don't think we can get this done today. Like hell, we're going. I'll do whatever I need to do. Passion is ultimately what allows us to risk it all, even though you may get your heart broke. Anybody ever poured into somebody like never before, only to have that person turn in their truck? Like, what the hell? Passion is what allows us to get over that. Passion is what allows you to stand up and say, I poured everything that I had into that person. They decided to leave, maybe not in the best fashion possible. But by God, I hope they have success. I hope their time here with me set them up for success. And there may be a slight piece where you say a few choice words about that person, and that's okay, okay? But at the end of the day, once you cool down, settle down, I get it, I've been there. Hey, I wish you the best. Hopefully, you learned something from me. Hopefully, you got a little better. I really wanted to break through to you, but we just couldn't get there. And that's okay. That's going to happen. No one has a perfect track record. But as a leader, we have to be willing to put in 100%, even knowing we could potentially get our heart broke. Even knowing that we could get taken advantage of. That someone could do something really mean. Trust me, I've been doing this for 14 years. There are some interesting stories that I have about what in the hell did you just do that for? That's really not cool. But guess what? Life goes on, and I've forgotten about a lot of those people. Hopefully we've set them up for success. But at the end of the day, My passion runs so deep for what we are building that I just don't care. If you don't want to be on this team, then go be on somebody else's. Because what I know is it isn't as good as this one. I've only worked at one place, but I'm fairly confident. I had another job before this, but it was outside the industry. But that place was great too. Love my boss. She's awesome. But I'm fairly confident that this is the place. If someone wants to do great things in this industry, this is the place you need to be. And I will never stop believing that. And I will work every day to make sure that that is the case. Are we perfect? No, never will be. We're going to still break things. We're going to still screw things up. We're going to still have processes that suck. But we're going to work to make them better. Because think about all the things that work really well. One of the things we never think about are all the things that we do really well, right? All we think about every day is all the things that are broken. When's the last meeting that you went to and everybody's like, you know what? Let's just all go around and say how great we are. We're not going to do that. That's okay. We're going to pat each other on the back. We're going to do some good things. But again, use your passion to overcome those things that are broken. Use your passion to help fix them. Use your passion to lead your people like they've never been led before. Put the faith in yourself, because it's my belief that if you put that passion in there, you're going to see the results. What do we tell our field professionals? Run the process. The results will take care of themselves. Are they going to take care of themselves every single time? No. But my guess is if you do that, much like if you lead with passion every single day, the results will be there.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to connect with me personally, you can find me at chadmpeterman.com. To see what our team's up to, you can visit petermanbros.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and consider joining the CSTG Arena. As always, keep growing out there.